What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're talking about Final Fantasy VII, the remake. This is a game I've been playing for the past few weeks. It's got a lot of things going on with it that are really good, really special, but the thing that stands out the most is the combat. In this video, we're going to take a look and figure out what is it that makes this combat so dang good. Let's take a look. I've been playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake for a few weeks now. It's an excellent, thought-provoking redo of one of the greatest games ever made, in my opinion. It's as goofy as can be.
Welcome home, honey. Took your sweet time.
The redone classic music is, in a word, magical. But the standout feature of this game, what I'm surprised people aren't talking about more, is the combat. Let me explain. Final Fantasy VII Remake's combat is a near seamless blend of action, button mashing, and tactical elements. It's an experience that feels all at once like a pure action game, while giving you all the choice and strategy of a more tactical RPG. This is something that other games have tried to do, but not nearly as well. Two games specifically come to mind. The first is from BioWare. Remember when BioWare actually made RPGs? They should go back to that. Well, they made this game called Dragon Age Inquisition, a sequel to Dragon Age 1 and 2. It was quite flawed, but also got more criticism than I think it deserved. That game attempted the tactical action combat blend, and was largely successful. In Inquisition, you could completely pause the game, and individually position your party members, and then select which attacks or magic you wanted them to perform, and then continue the fight, intermittently pausing if you wanted to. You could also just go full-out action mode, and use the buttons to select abilities for your main character. The combat felt good, but something about pausing in the middle of the fight kind of took the wind out of your sails. You know what I mean? In pure action games, the satisfaction of combat comes from the continuous flow of combat, chaining moves together for high damage combos and making quick successive hits with multiple abilities. The trade-off between pure action and a semi-tactical RPG is that you sacrifice the combat flow for the precision decision-making of pausing and choosing abilities. Dragon Age Inquisition almost created a nice blend. But ultimately, the pause and go technique just feels like switching between two different modes of play. It doesn't quite feel great as an action game, and it's not fleshed out enough as a tactical RPG, thus leaving it somewhere in limbo. Pillars of Eternity from Obsidian is another game that employs this technique, and does so fairly well, but it suffers from the same problem as Dragon Age Inquisition, where every time you pause, the flow of combat is interrupted, and it makes it feel like the developers should have chosen one style of combat or the other. Either go fully turn-based or go fully action-based. In the Final Fantasy VII Remake, they've somehow found the middle ground, and it just flat-out works. You've got the punchy, weighty feel of an action title, including light and special attacks, dodging, blocking, parrying, and quick move selection. But it's the way that they've married in tactical elements to action combat that is really something special. You can swap between characters instantly using the D-pad. You can select your character's or your party's moves or materia spells using the R2 button. This allows you to do things like character combos, where you perform a move with one character and then switch to the other in the selection mode and perform another move with that character or a materia spell, allowing you to do tons of damage and strategically attack the enemy. The key to making this all work seamlessly that's different than the games we've looked at is the slow motion mechanic. This mechanic engages automatically whenever you move to execute a spell or ability. Rather than a full pause, the game slows down without disrupting the action, allowing you to interject tactical decisions in the heat of a fast-paced action-style battle. This mechanic allows Final Fantasy VII Remake to tread the line between tactical RPG and action game in a way that I've really never seen before. The amazing special move animations and cool boss fights really help too. The pressure and stagger systems are just the cherry on top that get everything a weighty feel. Enemies are all weak to certain types of attacks, and when you cater your attacks to take advantage of that, you will pressure the enemy. If you get enough hits when they're pressured, they'll stagger, and then they'll take super high damage. All this acts essentially as a reward for leveraging the enemy's weaknesses, and it feels really good and really weighty. At the end of the day, this combination of mechanics is one of the most fulfilling combat systems I've played in recent years, and other games should take note. That being said, that's just my opinion. How do you guys feel about the combat? Sound off in the comments. I want to hear. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, a like or subscribe is always much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to the Pre-Order Bonus podcast, now on podcast services everywhere. You can also watch us stream on Mixer. All links in the description below.